Hi you guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Alexa, and in today's video we will be really looking into the energy of this Pisces full moon. So, this was a spontaneous decision. I usually focus on making pick a card readings, but for some reason today I felt that I just needed to focus a video on key aspects that I feel will be important during this time. So the full moon will be happening on August 30th or the 31st in 2023 when I'm filming. It depends on where you are in the world, which day it will be, but just think the final days of August until the early days of September is when this will be most potent. So I won't be going into the specifics of what this really means astrologically or how, like, the technicalities. I'm not really interested in that, okay? I really don't feel that's important. If you want to get more detail about that, there's plenty of other resources for that, but I just wanted to first establish the energy of comfort, okay? Because some of the key themes that I will be touching on that I feel will be highlighted during this full moon require a level of comfort. So I want to emphasize the need to create a safe space, a comfortable space for yourself, some time to just be to yourself and to center in your feelings, because this will be a great time to really get an understanding of what's going on within. So take advantage of this full moon, please. If you do, it will be great for you in the long term. And one technicality with this full moon before I jump into the main topics that we will be discussing in this video, this full moon is conjunct the planet Saturn, and that just emphasizes the potency of this full moon. So let's get into it, okay? Some key things I was feeling coming up for the collective is this idea of needing to address emotional stagnation, or this idea of becoming very sentimental over things, or what aspects of our life have this perception of sentimentality put on it, and how does this lead to illusionary perceptions of our current situation? How do we overly romanticize certain things or certain people or certain dreams or ideas of things because of emotional undercurrents that we haven't addressed about that? So how does not addressing these emotions lead to the wanting to escape and or indulge in people, places, things, behaviors, or even substances that continually keep you trapped in a cycle of pain? And getting real with yourself about it, okay? Because we're talking about escapism and the idea of feeling discontented with the current circumstance and needing to find something to distract or alleviate those feelings of not feeling fulfilled. So with that idea of needing to fill a void, how do you deal with loss? How do you deal with change? And how do you deal with the need to let go? What is your relationship to these aspects of life? Okay, I feel like I need to take a breather because I feel like I'm just throwing these questions at you right now, but I feel this time can be very productive as we are in Virgo season. That energy is wanting to be productive, wanting to make use of resources and time, and being very diligent. And I feel this full moon in Pisces is going to contrast that and try to bring a balance to this productivity of not being so one-track minded that we forget about the emotions that we carry with us in our bodies every day. Okay, so as I'm talking about this, I have to keep on going Pause the video if you need to really ruminate and think about these questions that I'm posing to you. So, what emotions or emotional situations have you tried to move on from faster than is naturally possible? And what is your relationship to grief? Do you allow yourself to grieve? Are you able to sit in this energy of loss without needing to have something supplement whatever has been lost? Are you able to just sit in the void and allow things to naturally progress forward until it is time for something to take the place of whatever has been lost? Is there compassion towards the self in times of sadness or grief? Or do you not give yourself room to feel the full scope of your emotions? So that's the first point that I felt had come through. Let's just sit with that, because I felt that that was big on giving ourselves time to process quote unquote negative emotions. I mean, we know that not everything in this life is peaches and cream. It's not all rainbows and sunshine, but collectively we know that, and still there is this aversion to wanting to deal with those parts of life where we do need to address things that haven't been so pleasant, and being able to do that without having shame around it. So on to the next point. We have balancing the practical with the emotional and the spiritual. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? To go into the questions of this breakdown, is there an overly idealistic side of you that is constantly being disappointed, or is there a side of you that is painstakingly focused on the practical sides of life and the obstacles that separate you between you and your desires? So let's say that you are working towards a goal and you're wanting to become someone of importance in your chosen field. And you recognize that you come across these feelings of overwhelm, doubt, worry, and fear, which is natural. Those are natural emotions that we will face throughout our lives. But what is your relationship to those feelings? Do you let them override your ability to push through and to overcome and to take that next step and to move forward consistently? Or does it cause you to procrastinate on taking certain actions that you know need to be made to get you to where you are trying to go? Or let's say that you are romanticizing a romantic relationship, or even a perception of a friend that you have, or the perception of a parent, or any close relationship. Are you painting them out to be something that they're not, and being disappointed by their actions that show you that they are unable to meet this idealized version that you've created? Or are you more able to accept people as they show themselves? These are all questions that you have to ask yourself, okay? And to not be judgmental of those parts of yourself, because it will be easy to do that, but to just try to understand why that may be, what leads you to that mode of action, whatever it is, and extend compassion to that side of you as you learn to bring more balance into those aspects of your life, okay? And the next point I have here is, can you have faith without falling into spiritual bypassing? And you know, I have to sit with that question myself, because you know, it's an interesting concept, and I feel in this time and over the past few years there has been a lot of popularity in spirituality. And I think that's amazing that people are getting connected to something higher and opening themselves up to that hope. But since I'm focusing on the astrology here, I want to say with faith, I'm forgetting the quote, but I think it's like faith is dead without action. I think I'm butchering it, but true faith is being able to walk in it and to take action in faith rather than just hoping and praying and still engaging in things that lead to the opposite to what you truly want. I feel like I'm not being able to eloquently express the idea, but I'm hoping that it's landing for someone. Okay, I'm hoping that's the case. But this last and final point that I have for this Pisces full moon is, where do you feel hindered or indecisive? What is the root cause of these feelings? What changes or routines need to be implemented? What routines might need to be disrupted? What things might need to be reconsidered to allow for more fluid movement forward and toward what it is that you really want? I feel like when I was typing these up, I was just in a mode, but it's like, where in our lives have we become stagnated? And I think that's just a big energy here of taking that time out to just get clear on what we're doing. You know, I feel we're in this constant cycle of action of just doing things, waking up in the morning, having a to-do list, checking off those things, going to bed, getting up the next day and doing it all over again. And I feel like that's leaving no room for intention, or leaving no room to truly set an intention or understand the reasoning behind our behavior and what we're taking action towards. And I think during this full moon, it's a really great opportunity to get aligned with a higher purpose or a higher sense of the words escape my mind. I think it's just getting in line with a higher intention, or coming to a better understanding of why we decide the things that we decide to do, how we're deciding, what's driving our actions, just coming to a better understanding of ourselves and what's motivating us. So that's what I really felt drawn to do in this video here. Let me know your thoughts, your opinions, what you're coming up with as I've gone through these things. By no means was this meant to be, a well thought out video. This was very intuitive. Okay, I just felt the need to do it, so here we are. And the final note I want to say is, sometimes you don't have to think so much about your actions. Sometimes it's just good to do what you feel is best and to not overthink it. Of course, take precaution, but if you know that there is probably going to be more good from you taking that action, what's preventing you? Probably fear. So let us all be freed from fear, and let us all move forward towards our truest desires. So may you be well, may you be blessed, and I hope that this full moon provides you with illumination, freedom, flow, and a sense of peace. So yeah, thank you guys for listening thus far if you have, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye.